So good evening to all. So on behalf of Ramco Institute of Technology, I welcome you all for the day 2 session for the online training program on case studies in deep learning by using Google Colab. Now I introduce our today's resource person. So Mr. R. Devanayagam, Assistant Professor, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Ramco Institute of Technology, Rajapalayam. He is having more than 5 years teaching experience. He published many journals in various streams. He is a trained AI person because he already taken 1 month training program in Bennett University, Noida. He also published one book chapter and he is a member of ARC, Automation Robotics Club in our college Ramco Institute of Technology. I welcome you, sir, for this session. Now I hand over
Yeah,
to
thank you.
Dr. S. Walek. Yes, sir. Please proceed, sir. Devanayam, sir.
Yes, sir. Can I start, sir?
Yes, sir. Please, sir.
Yes. So first of all, am I audible to everyone? Is there any disturbances, noises? Am I okay? Am my voice is audible now?
Yes, sir. You are okay,
Yes,
sir.
sir. You are audible.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. First of all, on behalf of Ramco Institute of Technology, Automatic and Robotics Clubs, Automation and Robotics Clubs, I thank you everyone for giving this opportunity to present the today's training on case studies in deep learning. Okay, so I welcome you all the participants. So today we are going to discuss about the hot emerging topics in artificial intelligence. Okay, so one of the hot emerging field in artificial intelligence is a natural language processing. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about the concept of natural language processing in artificial intelligence. Actually, natural language processing is a subfield of artificial intelligence that assists
Devanayam, sir.
computer. Yes, sir.
Your screen is not visible.
Yeah. I will share shortly, sir. I will share shortly. Okay, so with the introduction, I will going to start my presentation. So natural language processing is a subfield of artificial intelligence that assists computers with understanding human languages.
Sir,
Why it was
once again,
emerging
sir.
in?
Uh,
Yes, sir.
I, I, I think still your screen is not visible, sir.
Oh, just a minute.
Please stop the screen sharing and start the screen sharing once again.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Now it is visible, sir. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, sir. So it is one of the very hot emerging topics in artificial intelligence. Okay, so that is the thing we are going to discuss now. That is a natural language processing. Okay, so one of the main application of natural language processing is a sentimental analysis. Okay, so we are going to discuss about the concept of sentimental analysis application in natural language processing. Okay, so see here. Yes. So the main purpose of sentimental analysis in natural language processing using machines to analyze big data and produce insights for business decision. Yes, of course. Like you all know that the success of a company or a product directly depends upon the customer. So the customer likes your product means then of course it will see success. It will be a very big success. Or otherwise, if not means then certainly you need to include some changes in your product or company. So how could you analyze the product is successful or not? Yes, by the means of customer review only. Okay, so by the means of customer review only, we can analyze our product is successful or not. Okay, so that is the thing sentiment analysis is doing here. That is analyzing customer sentiment analysis to analyze the big data and produce insight for business decisions. So what is sentiment analysis? So practice of natural language processing and text analysis techniques to identify and extract subjective information from a piece of text. Sentimental analysis is nothing but a natural language processing. It's one of the application of natural language processing. Okay, so it uses machine learning to interpret and classify emotions in the subjective data. Okay, so subjective data means that is sentiment analysis is a text analysis technique. Okay, so it's a text analysis technique based upon the subject data. We are going to detect the polarity. Okay, so we are going to detect the polarity of the sentences or paragraphs or particular whole documents. Okay, so like that we are going to detect the polarity of the sentence. Okay, that is a positive polarity or negative polarity, or positive opinion or negative opinion, or it is a positive case or negative case, it's a positive sentence or negative sentence. Okay, so it's a text analysis technique that detects the polarity of a text, maybe a text or a whole document or maybe a paragraph sentence, like that. Okay, so this is the definition of natural language processing in the application of sentiment analysis. Okay, so the process of analyzing unstructured text to extract relevant information and transforming it into useful business intelligence. It determines if an expression is positive, negative, or neutral, and to what degree. So it is an emerging field that attempts to analyze and measure human emotions and convert into hard facts. Okay, so why it was very emerging and why it was very important means because understanding people's emotion is very much essential for business oriented companies. Okay, that is people's emotion, people's reviews. Okay, so customer satisfaction is very much important for a business oriented company. So the customers express their thoughts and their feelings more openly than ever before. Okay, so it is very emerging field that attempts to analyze and measure human emotion and convert into hard facts. So what is it? So it is also called as a opinion mining, since it includes identifying attitudes, emotions, and opinions of a company's product, brand, or service. So it's a text analytics that looks at the face value of the words to give them meaning. And also it gives insight to the emotion behind the words. Okay, so by analyzing the emotion, we are going to identify the polarity of the text. Okay, so because for example, using sentiment analysis to automatically analyze 4,000 plus reviews about your product. Okay, so when you are launching a product, okay, so if you are running a business oriented company, means if you are launching a product, okay, then what the customer will do? The customer will do a review. Okay, so how are going to analyze if a customer, for example, more than lakhs of customer or more than 50,000 of customer gave a review, means how you are going to analyze? Using sentiment analysis only it is possible. Okay, so using sentiment analysis to automatically analyze 4,000 plus review or 50,000 plus reviews about your product could help you discover if customers are happy about your products or plans and their services. Okay, so what is it? Business have realized that not all options are equally important. Some opinions carry more weights than other. Yes, of course. See here, one of the example, a negative tweet by Lady Gaga will have much greater impact than a tweet by an ordinary person. Of course, it is a tool to allow user to generate influence scores to identify people, blogs, forums, etc. Okay, so that are important, very much important in the sentimental analysis. So how does it works? So now we are going to see about a look at the different processes involved with sentimental analysis. So what are the various stages? What are the various stages involved to find out the sentimental analysis of a people? Okay, see here. So this is the way how the sentiment analysis work. So initially you will be having some data. Okay, the data may be collected by social media and blogs, tutors, reviews, and product reviews. Okay, so many data are available in internet. Okay, so first you have to collect a data. Then next step you have to analyze the data. So analyze means that is you have to follow some algorithm process the data and perform splitting. Okay, so how we are going to split the data? Okay, so that is the analysis of data. That is some data contains some valuable words and some other data contains some that is not a valuable words. Okay, so you have to analyze the data. Next thing, you have to index the data. Algorithm tags sentence based on polarity and intensity sentiment. So we have to index that. Okay, so what type of data belongs to this sentence? Okay, so then next sentence belongs to what type of polarity? That is, you have to assign a polarity to each and every sentence. Okay, so that is the indexing one. Okay, then based upon some training algorithm and then using testing, we have an output reporting the outcome of the analysis. Okay, so this is the process of sentiment analysis. So one by one, we are going to discuss about it briefly. Okay, so data collection. So public sentiments from consumers expressed on public forums and on social networks are collected. That is, opinions and feelings are expressed in different way with a different vocabulary, context of writing, usage of short forms and slangs, and make data huge and disorganized. Okay, so lot much of data are already available in the net sources. Okay, so you can use the data. Then you are going to analyze the data. So analyze the data. So first step is you have to prepare a text preparation. Okay, so the data is extracted and filtered before analysis. So first of all, you have to filter the data that you have to collect it. Okay, so from the collected data, so you have to filtering the data. So filtering means, that is I already told about that some of the words contains valuable words. Okay, so that is when you are considering the word about a sport. Okay, so it was an interesting game. So in the particular text, interesting is one of the main keyword and the game is one of the keyword, and the remaining keywords it is yeah. Okay, so these are all the not a valuable word. Okay, so you have to filter the words. So initial step, you have to filtering the word. Okay, so that is the analyzing the data. And next thing, sentiment deduction. Each sentence and opinion is examined for subjectivity. Okay, so yeah, that is one sentence belongs to positive polarity and another sentence belongs to negative polarity. Okay, so that is each sentence and opinion is examined for subjectivity, and sentences with subjective expressions are retained, and once that convey objective expressions are discarded. Next, then indexing. So sentiments can be broadly classified into two groups. One is positive and another one is negative. Otherwise, each subjective sentence is classified into positive, negative, good, bad, like, or dislike. Okay, so likewise the sentence may be classified. Okay, so this is the sentiment classification, that is the indexing. Okay, so what is the polarity you have to given for a sentence? Okay, so that is a positive polarity or negative polarity, or a good polarity or bad polarity, or like or dislike. Okay, so that is the indexing of a sentence. And final step is the delivery, that is a presentation of output. Okay, so the result of a converted unstructured text into meaningful information, usually displayed as graph for easy interpretation. Okay, so where we can deploy the results as a graph, or otherwise we can achieve the accuracy results. Okay, so in the simplest form, the algorithm scan keywords to categorize a statement as negative or positive based on simple binary analysis. Okay, so for example, enjoyed. So it is a polarity belongs to the word good. Okay, and then miserable. Miserable is a polarity belongs to the word bad. Okay, so likewise you can classify the sentence belongs to positive or negative, good or bad, like or dislike. Okay, so that is the work of indexing the sentiment. And then now we are coming to machine learning. Yeah, look at how machine learning plays a role in sentiment analysis. Okay, see here, in order for computers to identify the meaning of words, code needs to be written. Okay, that is the algorithm. You can follow any algorithm. Okay, so many algorithms are there. Okay, for classifying the text, for identifying the sentiment. Okay, for identifying the sentiment, for redacting the text, you will be having more number of algorithms are there. Okay, so you can use any algorithm. Okay, so the field of teaching computers is called deep learning. Algorithms learn to classify a sentence or phrase as a positive one or negative one, as a liked one or disliked one through the training sequences. Okay, so through the training sequence, there is a collection of data we are given. Okay, so in the initial step we collected data. Okay, so that is the data we are used for a training sequence. Then our algorithms learns to classify a sentence. Okay, learns to classify a sentence. That sentence contains the indexed words. Okay, so index means that is a what about the target? That is a the game was very interesting. That means it's a positive sign case. Okay, so it was a very worst game. Then when it's a negative one. Okay, so likewise you have to index the each and every sentence. Okay, so indexing means that is you have to assign a binary symbol, that is 1 to a particular positive case and 0 to a particular negative case. Okay, then algorithms learns to classify a sentence or phrase as a positive or negative through training. And then machine learning, how machines learn. So it is a structural process where every stage is build a better version. Yes. So data as maybe your input. Data is the inputs. Okay. The input may be text files, or it may be a spreadsheets or SQL databases. Then abstracting the data, a representation of the data in a structural format through the algorithm chosen. Okay. So you have to represent the data based upon your algorithm. Then finally, generalization. It's a practical application where the learning from previous step is used to develop an insight. Okay. This is for the testing phase. Okay, so different types of use different strategies and techniques to identify the sentiments contained in a particular test. Okay, so first of all, you have to analyze whether it is subjective one or objective identification. Okay, so these are the two main types. One is a subjective or objective identification, or otherwise you have to feature identification or aspect based identification. Okay, so based upon this identification, you are going to read the sentiment analysis for a particular text document or a sentence case. Okay, so what is the difference between the subjective objective identification? Means it entails a classification of a sentence or a text fragment into subjective or objective status. Okay, so for belongs to the future and aspect based identification, it allows for the different determination of different opinions or sentiments in relation to different aspects. So the challenges when conducting this type of analysis is that the meaning of the word or phrase is often contingent on its context. Okay, so this is related to subjectivity identification. Okay, then related to feature identification or aspect identification, it allows for a much more nuanced overview of opinions and feelings. Okay, so always we are going to use two types of algorithm for the natural language processing. So one of the application of natural language processing is a sentiment analysis. So we focus here only belongs to a sentiment analysis. The algorithms used here also supervised and unsupervised learning. Okay, so this is the class of subjectivity identification and future or aspect based identification. So in a supervised algorithm, the algorithm is provided with both the input data and desired result. Okay, so these are all things you all very known about the supervised learning and unsupervised learning. And for some input data, the correct result is already known. Algorithm generalize the data into preset outcomes. For predicting something should be a specific one. Okay, it can directly measure how well the algorithm is learning. Okay, so this belongs to supervised learning of a sentiment analysis. Okay, and this is for generalization. And next, coming to unsupervised learning, the algorithm is not provided with a predetermined result. Okay, so but in a supervised learning, so algorithm is provided with a predetermined results. Okay, so during the testing phase itself. But in unsupervised learning, the algorithm is not provided with the predetermined results during the training. Okay, so it's used to cluster and label input data into classes or groups based on the statistical properties. Okay, so the labels can be given to clusters even if there is only a small number of representatives in the group. Okay, so this is the unsupervised machine learning for a sentimental analysis. Okay, and how can sentiment analysis be useful? Yeah, look at the significance of sentimental analysis in business decision making. So over 30 billion pieces of contents are shared every month on Facebook. Okay, so millions of blogs and forums being read by billions of people. So personal opinions in reviews, ratings, and recommendation about products are posted across websites and platforms every day. So it is impossible for a person to review one by one reviews for each and every people. So it is highly impossible. So we must use the sentimental analysis, that is a natural language processing, to detect the polarity of the reviews, that is the customer ratings. Okay, so only thing is a sentimental analysis. What can it do for brands? Sentimental analysis can help answer this question for a brand wise. What do customers think of the product and the brand? Are customers happy with the services they receive? And one more thing, how do the company policies or external events or its employees impact customers' perception of the brand? And finally, what do customers like about the brand competitors? Okay, so these are the things which will be obtained based upon the customer's review only. Okay, so if you need to review the customer analysis, we need to use sentimental analysis, because over of lakhs of people gave a review. Okay, so it is highly impossible for a person to read the review one by one. So we need a machine learning algorithm for a sentimental analysis. Okay, it will help the customers to think of their brand and their product, where they are satisfied with their product, where they are happy. Okay, and what about the policies? Okay, whether it is satisfied by each and every customers. Okay, so these are all the things which will be overtaken by the sentimental analysis only. Okay, so these are the problems which may happen in the sentimental analysis. That is negation and sarcasm and stemming. Okay, so stemming I will discuss in the later classes. So term frequency and semantic ambiguity, lack of context, sentence incompleteness, and topic categories differences and emerging terms. Okay, so these may be issues. Okay, while following training or testing algorithm, this may have some problems. Okay, which will be discussed in the upcoming session. Yes, next, so yes, these are the problems. Okay, so many find analysis lacking and search for better ways to measure and apply it to business problem. Okay, so these are the problems. These may be some of the issues which will come while you are handling the sentiment analysis. Okay, so there is a clear consensus that sentiment analysis is problematic and inaccurate when left solely to machines. Human language is too complex to reduce it just to algorithms. Humans are needed to verify and correct algorithms models used to support machine learning. Okay, so some of the top softwares for text processing and machine learning analysis. Okay, so these are some of the top softwares for a sentimental analysis, for a text processing, performance sentiment analysis, and stemming and lemmatization, parts of speech tagging, and face extraction, and named entity recognition. And for a machine learning analyzer, it performs text classification, article summarization, sentiment analysis, extract person names, language direction, and extract location. Okay, so how does it work in machine learning? So okay, so we are going to see about how does it work in machine learning classification algorithm. Okay, so there is a thing we are going to briefly discuss about now. So how it actually works means the very first step is tokenization. Okay, so here the very first step is you have to perform a tokenization. So what is tokenization means? See the example. What the sentence given here? The movie was great with an exclamatory mark. Okay, so the given sentence was the movie was great with an explanatory mark. Okay, so now you have to perform a tokenization. Okay, so tokenization means nothing but you have to splitting up the paragraph into separate words. Okay, for example, you will be having a large number of text, or you'll be having whole documents and a bunch of words. Okay, so if you're having means you have to split the data. Okay, split the data into separate words. Okay, so likewise here representing the movie was great and then finally exclamatory marks. Okay, so this is the performance of tokenization. Okay, and next then step 2. Step 2 is nothing but cleaning data. So you have to cleaning the data. Okay, so before entering into the training phase. Okay, so before entering into the training phase, you have to perform some cleaning. That is filtering that I already told means. So that is filtering. You have to do some filtering. That is, it removes some special characters and symbols. Okay, because the special characters and symbols does not interpret the sentimental value of humans. Okay, so you have to remove the special characters like symbols and exclamatory marks. Okay, so these are the not a valuable thing. Okay, so you have to remove the exclamatory marks and other symbols which should be present in the particular given sentence. Okay, so in the particular given sentence there is a exclamatory mark. Okay, so please remove the special characters like that. Okay, so that is the step 2. And then step 3. So step 3 is removing the stop words. Okay, so removing the stop word. Okay, so removing the stop word is nothing but you have to remove the less valuable words. Okay, so for example, the movie was a great. Okay, so in the given context there are some less valuable words also there. Okay, so the less valuable words does not interpret the output for a sentimental analysis, since here the was, is, he, she. Okay, so these are the stop words. Okay, you have to remove the stop words. Okay, for performing some training. The movie was, given sentence was a movie was great. So from the given sentence you have to remove the less valuable words in the context. Okay, so what is the less valuable words in the given context? The and was. Okay, so already we removed the exclamatory mark. So once again we now removed the stop words. So what are the stop words here? The and was. Okay, these are the 2 stop words present here. Okay, so the remaining term was movie and great. Okay, so only the remaining term was movie and great. That is the third step. That is the removing of stop words. And then finally we are coming to classification. Okay, so classification, what we are going to perform is, so what is the given sentence? The movie was great. So what we are going to classify, whether the sentence belongs to the positive sentence or a negative sentence or a neutral sentence. Okay, so if it is a positive sentence means the value will be +1. Okay, so if it is a negative sentence means the value will be -1. Otherwise the neutral means the value will be 0. Okay, so here you have to apply some supervised algorithm for classification. Okay, so you have to apply supervised learning algorithm, because supervised learning algorithm is provided with the predetermined output values. Okay, so the data sets comprises of predetermined outputs. So you have to apply supervised learning algorithm for classification. Okay, so you have to train your model with some bags of wax and test it on the analyzing statement. Okay, so then the data, the movie and grade is present here. So the movie belongs to the term positive and the grade belongs to the term, so you have to analyze the term. Okay, so based upon the training phase you have to classify them as positive or negative or neutral one. Okay, so that's all about the theoretical session of the sentimental analysis in natural language processing. Okay, so now we are going to the laboratory session. Shall we proceed, sir? So is there any doubts in the sentimental analysis in the natural language processing? So Mr. Malagani, sir?
Yes, sir. I think it is okay for me. I
Okay, sir.
hope the same thing for participant too.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So now we start our case studies. Now, now it is planned to conduct 3 case studies of sentimental analysis. So let's see. Just a minute, sir.
No issues, sir. No issues.
So I request everyone to open the Google Colabs. So that you followed in the yesterday's class. So all of you please open the Google Colabs and go with a new notebook and go with a new notebook. Okay. Okay, dear participants, now we are going to discuss about the sentimental analysis in Twitter data. Okay, so we are having a lot much of Twitter reviews. Twitter reviews. Okay, so based upon the Twitter reviews, we are going to analyze the people's reviews. We are going to analyze the sentiments of the people. Okay, so please open the Google Colabs. So please share the link, sir, that is sent to you.
Yes, sir. I will share it parallelly. No need
Okay.
to worry about it.
Participants, please see your chat box. So this is the Twitter data I'm going to use as from the GitHub repository. Okay, so from the GitHub repository, I'm going to use the Twitter data. Have you all opened this data? Okay, so this is the data set we are going to use for the first case study. Okay, so in the first case study, we are going to analyze the Twitter data. Okay, that is a sentiment analysis for a Twitter data using scikit-learn in Python language. Okay, using Python language, using scikit, we are going to analyze the sentiment analysis of Twitter data. Okay, so this is the raw data which I have obtained from the GitHub repository. Okay, this is the data set. See here. So the first line, what it represents, tweets, comma, sentiment. Okay, so the initial wordings belongs to the context tweets. Okay, so the final one belongs to the sentiment, whether it is a positive or negative. Okay, so one belongs to the positive sentiment and zero belongs to the negative sentiment. See here, see here, the value will be 0. So this belongs to the negative sentiment. Okay, so first of all you have to collect the data. Okay, as I told in the machine learning algorithm, so in the sentiment analysis, first of all you have to collect the data. Okay, so this is the data set I am going to use, the data set which I am obtained from the GitHub repository. Okay, so what it contains means it contains tweets, it contains tweets and its corresponding sentiment values. Okay, it contains tweets and its corresponding sentiment value. Okay, so the first line, sorry, the second line represents it sounds like a great night. Okay, it sounds like a great night means it's a positive sentence. Okay, so that's why I am representing the value as 1. Okay, similarly sometimes where is it 0? Yes, this is a sentence belongs to the value 0, so it is belongs to the negative sentence. Okay, what I am not the best. Okay, the output value, that is a target value here, here is 0. Okay, so this sentence belongs to the negative sentence. Okay, so we are going to use this data now. So we are going to using scikit-learn Python language. So initially, sorry. So I have in the program. So the program's lines will simultaneously shared in your chat box. So I will explain the lines, each and every lines in the Python language. Okay, just go to Google Colab and paste here. So import pandas as PD and import numpy as NP. Okay. And next line, you have to read the given data set. You have to read the given data set. Okay. So click the next code line and paste here. So if you want to see the data means just pd.read, just I am reading the file pd.read_csv, and this is my GitHub file. So paste your GitHub file here, paste your GitHub file repository here. Okay, so through this link only I am getting my data. Okay, so through this link only I am getting my data. If you run it here means you can view the entire data set here. Okay, if you run it means you can view the entire data set. That entire data set contains 30,000 rows. Okay, 30,000 rows means 30,000 tweets are there. Okay, so 30,000 tweets are there and their corresponding sentiments values are also present here. Okay, so 30,000 tweets are represented here and their corresponding sentiment values are also present here. 1 1 1 0 0 0 1 1. Okay, 1 belongs to positive sentiment and 0 belongs to negative sentiment. Okay. Now I am assigning a name df to the data set. The next df.head. Okay, so what about the initial values in your tweets? Okay, see here, what about your initial values in your tweets? Okay, so this is the initial value. Okay, so first 5 rows contains, these are the tweets and their corresponding sentiment values, df.head. Okay, so first 5 tweets and their corresponding sentimental values. Now you are viewing. The next line, you have to import the scikit-learn. So paste the next code. So copy and paste the next line of codes. So here what I am going to import here means, see here, what I am importing, see all of you. So from sklan.featureextraction.text import TF-IDF vectorizer. Okay, so this is the time you need to know about the TF-IDF vectorizer. So TF-IDF vectorizer is nothing but time frequency multiplied by, that is inverse by documented frequency. Okay, so that is why I'm importing the TF-IDF vectorizer, means you have to converting the text data into numeric one. Okay, so you have to convert the text data into numeric one. Okay, so for processing the data in machine learning language, so machine learning processing, you need to convert the data into numeric values. Okay, see here our data all contains of text characters. Okay, so the text characters you need to convert this into numeric one. Okay, so for that I am importing the, what's the term, TF-IDF vectorizer. Then from sklan.model selection import train test split. Okay, then I am splitting the training data and testing data. Here what I am going to use means, here I am using the support vector machine. Okay, here I am using support vector machine. And once again from sklan.metrics import classification report. Finally I need to attain a classification accuracy. Okay, so how much accuracy it classifies. Okay, so how it effectively sentiment, how it effectively find out the sentimental values. Okay, so for that I need to import a classification report. Okay, so I already told about that. You can use any machine learning classification algorithm or that. Okay, so many machine learning classification algorithms for the application of sentiment analysis for the natural language processing. You can use naive Bayes classifier, or otherwise you can use logistic regression, or otherwise you can use SVM, the support vector machine that I am used here, or otherwise you can use neural networks. Okay, so you can use any algorithms used for the sentiment analysis. Okay, so you all know about that. I think you all know about that. Naive Bayes is for a family for probabilistic algorithm that uses Bayes theorem to predict the category of a text. Okay, so that is for naive Bayes classifier. And then logistic algorithm, logistic regression is used to predict some values from a given set of futures. Okay, and what I'm used here, that is a linear support vector machine classification. Okay, so representation of text models in a multi-dimensional space. Okay, so we are going to represent our text data in a multi-dimensional space. Okay, so from the multi-dimensional space, the new texts are assigned a category based on the similarity within the existing text and the region they are mapped to. Okay, so I'm going to represent my text models in a multi-dimensional space. Okay, that's why I'm using support vector machine. Okay. Okay, so next line. So is there any doubts in the lines? Yeah. So copy one by one. So I will tell detailing. So next line. Okay, so why I am representing like this means, so you can be able to view the values of x. Sorry, so capital X. See what are the tweets presenting here. This 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 30,000. Okay, so up to 30,000 tweets are that I am representing here. So printing the values of x, printing the values of x. Okay, so these are my tweets which should present in capital X, and my sentimental values are presented in small y. Okay, now type capital X to view the tweets presented in your data. Okay, so these are 30,000 data which is presented in a tweets. Okay, now what I am telling means you have to use a TF-IDF converter, TF-IDF vectorizer. Okay, see here. So import TF-IDF vectorizer. So I already told about what is TF-IDF vectorizer. You have to convert your characters. Okay, you have to convert your characters into numeric one. That is conversion of text data. Conversion of text data into numeric one. Okay, so that is the thing which is done by TF-IDF vectorizer. Okay. So next line, see here, so copy the entire term for converting the text value into numeric one, for converting the text value into numeric one. See, now you replace these lines, see carefully. Okay, so all of you please see carefully, watch my window. Okay, initially I am representing for how to know about that characters, text values. Okay, and then for TF IDF, that is TF IDF factorizer is for converting the text data into numeric one. Okay, that's not a problem. And check the shape of X. Okay.
Sir, Devanayam, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I think you forgot to run the cell number 8, sir. That is from
Okay.
sk.learn.
Yeah. Thank you, friend. Okay. Now, see, what about the shape of my X contains? It contains 30,000 feet, and this 10,000 represents the future values. Okay, this 10,000 contains the maximum future value. The maximum future value represented here as 10,000. Okay, so that is the futures belongs to the 30,000 feet. Okay. Now you have to train and test. Okay, so test size is 0.2 and the random state value is equal to 0. Okay, that is importing the model for training testing. Okay, so importing my model for training and testing, splitting my data, splitting the entire data into training and then testing. Now what I'm going to use, I'm going to use a linear support vector machine. Okay, so what I'm going to use means I'm going to use a linear support vector machine. See here. Okay, so these are the properties which I am used in my linear support vector classification. Okay, see here. Okay, I'm going to use a linear support vector machine. And then finally for evaluation, okay, finally for evaluation for our machine learning classifier, I need to import a classification report. Okay, so for evaluation, I need to import a classification report. See here. Okay. Yes, see here how much accuracy obtained, that is 74%. Okay, so my accuracy value is 74% that I obtained from this entire data set. Okay, so from the given data set, I split the data set for a you can see the how much amount of data is split for training and testing. Okay, so you can see how much amount of data is split for training and testing. Use the line. Okay. See here, for a training and my testing, I'm using 24,000 data. Okay, so I'm using 24,000 data for training and remaining 6,000 data for testing. Okay, so totally I'm having 30,000 tweets. Okay, that is 30,000 tweets are there. That is my 30,000 data sets. Okay, each having a 10,000 futures. So 24,000 data are used for training purposes and remaining 6,000 data are used for testing purposes. Okay, then I'm using linear support vector classification. Okay, my support vector classification properties represented here, And then for evaluating my machine learning classification, I obtained the accuracy as 74%. Okay, but comparatively it is lesser than that of the other algorithms. Okay, so while using some more efficient algorithm, you may obtain a better results. Okay, so this much accuracy I obtained from the my tweets. Okay, 74% of accuracy I got from the machine learning support vector classifier. Okay, and then let's check for one test context. Let's check. So let us check for one test context. See here. So what I is present here, you made a great victory. Okay, so x is equal to you made a great victory, and my vector value tf-idf, I am converting this particular characters, a particular text into numeric one. Okay, so then classifier dot predict vector, classifier dot predict vector. Okay, just run the cell. Yes, you will get the values array of 1. Okay, for 1 representing the sentiments belong to positive cases and 0 belongs to negative sentiment cases. Okay, so here the values you made a great victory. Okay, so in case if you change the sentence like negative sentence means, see here what I'm going to get means, see here I am changing my sentence, x is defeat and loss, something like this. Now what you have obtained, array of 0. Okay, this 0 belongs to negative sentence case. Okay, so likewise you can analyze the sentiments. Okay, likewise you can analyze the sentiments of each and every sentence. Okay, so this is one case study. So is there any doubts? Shall we move on to the next case study? Participants, have you all got the outputs? Okay, so this is the one case study for finding out the sentiment analysis of Twitter data. Okay, this is the one case study for finding out the sentiment analysis of Twitter data using scikit-learn in Python. Okay, so next. So now what I'm going to means, I'm going to add some more data. So more amount of data I'm going to add. Okay, so let's check what will happen if I'm adding more number of data. Okay, see here I'm adding only 30,000 of data. Okay, for 30,000 of data I got this much of accuracy. Okay, so then we will see what will happen if I'm adding a lot amount of data. Okay, so if I'm adding more number of data, okay, if I'm adding more number of data means is there any possibilities to improve my results? You check here. Okay, so that's all about the case study of that's all about the first case study, that is sentiment analysis of Twitter data using scikit-learn in Python. Okay, so next case study, so go to new notebook. All of you please go to new notebook. Okay, so for the next sentimental analysis, what data set I am going to use means, sir, please share the second link, sir. Valagani, sir.
Already shared, sir.
Thank you, sir. Okay, so I'm collecting the data from this GitHub repository. Okay, so for that you have to download the data. So it will download as a zip format. Okay, so all of you please go to the link. You will navigate through this page. Okay, have you all got the base? Okay, so download in a zip format. Okay, see here. There is a green color logo called set as a code. So press that and you will be getting a zip file as a downloaded file. And extract the zip file by using extract here, and extract the zip file by using extract here. Okay, so my zip file is extracted. See here. So this is my data. So what I'm going to use means I'm going to use three different data. Okay, so one is Amazon sales label, another one is the IMDb data, another one is the Yelp data label. Okay, so these are the three different data I'm going to use now. Okay, so in the first case study, I'm using only one data set which comprises of 30,000 data sets. Okay, now what I'm going to use means I'm going to use three different data sets. Okay, I'm going to use three different data sets, which will be there is one is the Amazon data sets. You can able to see now. Okay, if you want to see means you can see here. Okay, it's not good. If you want to see means you can go to the data. So use the GitHub repository link. Use the GitHub repository link. Go to data. Go to data. You can able to see the three different datas. You can able to see the three different datas. One is the Amazon sales labeled. Another one is the IMDb data. Another one is the Yelp data. Okay. So click that. Click that. You can view the raw file here. Okay, so see there's a raw file here. Okay, so press the raw. If you press the raw data means you can able to view the what the data set comprises of. Okay, so see here what the Amazon data consists of. It's a good case, excellent value. Okay, it belongs to one. Okay, I already told the one belongs to the positive sentence case and zero belongs to the negative sentence case. Okay, so one belongs to zero. Sorry, one belongs to positive sentence case and zero belongs to negative sentence case. Okay, and see here is there any data sets belongs to negative case? Yes. See here, so many data sets belongs to negative case. Yes, needless to say, I wasted my money. What a waste of money and time. And then I advise everyone do not be fooled. The commercials are most misleading. Okay, so these type of data are represented here. Okay, so I'm going to use these three different types of data in my second code. Okay, so same thing I'm going to execute now, but in the initial code, that is in the first case study, I'm using only one data set, but now I'm going to use three different data sets. Okay, now go to GitHub repository. All of you please go to GitHub repository. So as usual, import pandas and import numpy. Import pandas and import numpy. Sorry. Sir, you share the code, sir, through chat box.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so next I need to upload some files. Okay, so this is another way to upload the files in a Google Colab. Okay, you can directly use the links. Okay, that I'm showing in the previous code. Now I'm having three different files. Okay, so I'm going to use this type of code. See here. So if you're running means you can able to view, choose the files. Okay, now choose the files and navigate the page that you extracted the zip file. Okay, now extracted zip file. I shared in this. I saved it in my desktop. Yeah. So in the ML sentiment label model master, you'll be having some data folder. In the data folder, there are three data sets are there. One is Amazon data, another one is the IMDb data, and third one is the Yelp data. Okay, and the remaining one is it's a README. Okay, so that is not for us. Okay, that is the instruction given here. That is not comprises of data. So the data comprises in these three text documents. Okay, so Amazon, IMDb, and Yelp. Okay, so choose the files and click open, and your data are uploaded here. Okay, so the data files for this project can be downloaded from GitHub repository. Okay, so likewise, so many data are available in GitHub and other internet sources like Kaggle datasets. Okay, so you can refer any type of data. So many data are available in the internet sources. Okay, now all of you upload the files to Google Colab. Okay, I will upload the files. That is Amazon sales, IMDb data, and Yelp data. I will upload the data. Okay, thank you. Okay, now you can able to view the files were uploaded correctly and promptly by using the command ls. Okay, using the command ls to check whether the code is uploaded properly. Sorry, whether the dataset is uploaded properly. Yes, it was uploaded. Amazon cells and IMDb data and the ELF data are uploaded successfully. Now, what you are going to means you are going to combine all the files. Okay, so in the initial case study, I used only one data sets. Okay, it comprises of 30,000 data sets. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use, that is, I'm going to combine all these three data sets. Okay, so for combining all these files, I'm going to use the command. For combining all these files, I'm going to use the command okay. So this is the for combining all your labeled text data. Okay, so these are the data sets which is labeled. Okay, so because each text is labeled as 1 and 0. Okay, so in the IMDb data is also and Amazon and the ELF data. Okay, so all these three data, your data, that is your text is indexed by ones and zeros. Okay, so ones belongs to the positive sentence case and zeros belongs to negative sentence case. Sure. Okay, so this is the line for combining all your data sets. Okay, so IMDb data, Amazon data, and then ELF data. Okay, I'm combined all these three data sets. Next, I'm going to what I'm going to means I'm going to split the entire data into train futures and train labels. Okay, I'm going to now what I'm going to means I'm going to split the entire data set. Okay, so now I'm combined all these three data sets. So next thing I'm going to do, split the data sets into train futures and train labels. So future data and label data, I am splitting this.
Sir, Devanayam, sir.
Sir, please for 1-2 minutes. I'm having some. So
Okay,
I'm
okay. Okay, sir. Participants, please do the coding which is available in the chat box parallelly. If you are in the WhatsApp group, I already shared that files to the three data set files to. Our resource person have small connectivity issue. Will join the session soon. So, in between the meantime, please see the codes available in the chat box and try to do the same in Google Colab. Or if you have any Jupyter notebook, do it in that platform.
okay. Yes, proceed. Like next thing. So next thing I'm going to do import count vectorizer and naive Bayes algorithm. Okay. So in the previous
Sir, Devanayam,
code, that
sir.
is yes, sir.
Your
Sir,
screen is
that
not
is
visible. Your screen is,
oh,
I think, stopped.
oh sorry. Sir, is it okay now, sir?
Yes, sir. It is resumed now.
Okay, thanks.
But we can't able to see any content in your screen. Just the presentation ARC RIT only shown for me.
Okay, okay.
So if you are facing any problem with the ARC screen sharing, means go with your own
No,
screen share.
no problem, no problem. Sir, can you view the screen now, sir?
Again, the empty screen only displayed, sir. ARC logo along with the presentation ARC RIT. We can't able to see what is behind in that screen.
So, sorry, sir, just a minute, sir. I'm having some network issues with my laptop.
Shall I share my screen? You can give the voice, sir.
Sir, what is it?
Uh, and shall I screen my screen? You have to give your voice. Is it okay for you?
I can't able to get your voice, sir.
Sir, I will share my
Sir,
screen,
is my
sir.
voice is audible or not? Sir, is my voice
Your,
is audible or not?
your voice is clearly audible, sir. It's not an issue.
Okay, okay.
Shall I start my screen sharing? You may give the voice, sir.
So, shall I explain the code? Can you carry over the students, sir?
Oh, okay, no problem, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Please share your screen, sir. So far we discussed splitting the data, combining all the files and splitting the data into train features and train labels. So are you okay? Come for you?
No issue, sir. No
Okay,
issue,
thank
sir.
you.
While running it for the first time, normally Colab consumes some sort of time. It will connect to the Docker. It will take minimum amount of time. Yes, sir. Devanayam, sir. Devanayam, sir, are you there? Okay. I think sir is having the same kind of network issues. I will resume the same. Okay. So what he did in the second code means first and foremost the thing is importing some library packages. The first is importing pandas as PD and numpy as np. Okay. So this is the library normally we wish to call in our program initially. Okay. In the second cell, we are going to upload some data set from our local drive. Okay, from our local drive, if we wish to upload some file means this is the code for you. Okay, after running the cell, it will look for choose file option. From that choose file option, you may able to select the corresponding directory and upload the same. Okay, the corresponding acknowledgement are also available here. Once you upload the file, it will give the status for you: 100% done, 100% done, 100% done, and all these files are saved in that particular Docker. The one and only problem associated with the Google Colab is once the network is disconnected or you forget or you close the corresponding tab means the uploaded files are normally deleted. Okay, so this is online. This is online simulation. This is a kind of online Python interpreter. So if the network is disconnected or you forget to if you forget to close the tab means then the entire uploaded file could be disappeared. You have to re-upload once again. Okay, and third command is list. Once you uploaded means the uploaded files are shown here. ls means list. Okay, and the next fourth line means again with open IMDb, there are three different data sets are uploaded. One is Amazon underscore sales underscore labeled text, and another one is IMDb labeled text, and another one is Yelp underscore labeled text. Okay, so these things are splitted for training as well as testing. Okay, so this could be the words inside the data set could be splitted with the \n. Okay, next train documents and the training labels are provided here. The next and this in the sixth cell we are going to call the same function which is described earlier. Okay, next thing I used to add one more cell and copy the rest portion. Count vectorizer operation. So it will check for the binary whether it is true or false. Then train underscore documents counter vectorizer dot fit underscore transform the train documents. Then classifier case is listed here. This program is similar to that of previous program explained by the resource person, but here we are working with three different data set in a single program. Earlier case, what we did means we working with a single input file or single data set. Okay, so this is the 10th case. We are going to predict some output. Okay, so whether the sentiment is positive or not, we are going to predict it. For that, we are going to define one case prediction output and in sentences. So prediction classifier at predict count vectorizer dot transform in sentences. If prediction of 0th label is equal to 1, print this is the positive sentiment sentence. Else if then if it is 0 means the printing statement is this is a negative sentiment sentence. Okay, so next cell we wish to do a sample case for in this element. Okay, prediction output. We are going to predict on output case here. I'm having a very good and great day. So we know that this is a positive sentiment. Similarly, we wish to see how the machine react for this case after providing all those data. How the machine predicts. So this is a positive sentiment sentence. Like that, it is automatically one is assigned here. Okay, prediction of zeroth element is equal to 1 mean. This is a positive sentiment case. Similarly, one negative sentiment example are also provided here. This is the worst movie ever I have seen. This is also a kind of prediction output. So this is, I think, is wrongly mentioned. The data are not trained properly. Means like this kind of class will occur. Watch. I think means it is somewhat error in this column. Okay, so there is a bit of problem in the programming part also, I think so. So it is not predicted properly. So this model is going to be rechecked once again with all those parameters. Okay, we'll check it and upload the same in email as well as WhatsApp group. Okay, so this is the second case which our resource person would like to express as far as this presentation is concerned. Okay, I think he is having some severe network issues. Before the start of the session, there is a power drop in his location. I think that is also leads to some serious issues in this location. Okay, I will share the code parallelly. I think this model is not predicting properly. It will give only positive cases, and there is no negative sentiment as far as the sentence classes are concerned. Okay, I will recheck it and I will upload the same code. Okay, and one more important the similar sentiment analysis I wish to show for the next 5 minutes. I think that code is I already uploaded here. Yes, movie review sentiments. I think these data are taken from IMDb. Hope you all know about IMDb data set. Okay, so IMDb, after watching a movie, IMDb app is there, IMDb web page is there. You may able to review your personal suggestions after watching the movie. Okay, so this is the IMDb movie review sentiment classification. Okay, here I wish to call some library import NLTK. NLTK means Natural Language Toolkit. Okay, similarly import RE. RE is also another kind of library. Okay, from nltk.stem_porter I wish to import asterisk, then nltk.download stopwords. Okay, stopwords which is already described by our resource person. Okay, so this is the first and foremost case for this scenario is concerned. And next thing is I wish to define certain parameters that is called as tokenizers. Okay, I wish to tokenize certain part in the data set. Okay, so this is the definition of initialization of tokenizer. Next one is stemmer. Okay, the corresponding meaning are also provided here. Okay, what will happen in that particular piece of code means, for example, define simplify. Simplify is the term you are going to define. Okay, in the simplify you are going to do some DOC operation. DOC is equal to RE. RE means regular expressions. Okay, RE dot sub r comma some special characters with the letters are given. What is the meaning of this particular piece of code means? It will remove special characters and some empty white spaces and make the sentences make the all characters in the sentences in a lower case. Okay, so this is the meaning of particular piece of code. And next thing is it will tokenize the word, that is sending word one by one to the model, and then the corresponding next thing is, third line is remove the stop word, and fourth one is recreate document from filtered tokens. Okay, so these things are could be done with the help of by defining simplify in this portion. Okay, and the next thing is define get underscore words and stemmer. Okay, so we are going to use one tool called as stemmer, which is equal to Porter stemmer. Stemmer means morphological words. Based upon the root word, we may able to call it by some different names. For example, chocolate, choco, like that. Okay, both chocolate and choco are mean for same meaning. Okay, so that is called a stemming. Okay, so this has happened here, and the next thing is we are going to train the data. Okay, train the data is happened here. After we are going to upload the file called as training underscore set dot csv file. Okay, so train dot read line means it will remove the header row. Okay, next one is word sentiment, and the dictionary is going to be created, and dictionary stores the sentiment weight for all words. Okay, we need to upload the certain file. The file name is training underscore set dot csv. I can't able to copy the same word, same piece of code in the chat box, because this data set consumes more amount of uploading file. Okay, I think it is available in my laptop too. Yeah, this is the training set. Okay, there are two number of columns are there, column 1 and column 2. Column 1 is we are going to express this is a positive sentiment or not. If 1 is present, mean it is the positive sentiment. 0 is available, mean it is going to be the negative sentiment for you. Okay, the corresponding column number 2, the words are given here. Okay, so the corresponding words are given here. The strong subject matter continues to shock throughout the film. Not everyone will play the dark, challenging tune taught by the piano teacher. So it is somewhat is going to be the positive. So it is expressed by the positive sentiment. Okay. Similarly, in 0 case, you may able to see a couple of example too. Okay. This is a kind of movie that you only need to watch for about 30 seconds before you say yourself, ah, yes, we have a bad movie. Okay. So this is a kind of negative sentiment. So initially, it is assigned as 0. Okay. So this is the training set I wish to upload in my Google Colab page before executing this cell. Okay. I'm going to run the cell first. That is initialization of library function. Again, while running it for the first time, it will connect it to the Docker, and it will take small amount of time. And next thing is definition, and third thing is stemmer process. Up to this, no need to upload anything. Here only we are going to call the corresponding data set file. Okay, so if we forget to upload the file and run that particular cell, it will show a error for you. Okay, file not found error. Okay, so upload could be done via this portion. Okay, so you need to click here. Sorry.
Sorry, sir. Sorry for interrupting you. Okay, sir. You finished. After that, I will complete my remaining session, sir, within 10 minutes. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so this is the training data set. Yes, it will provide a reminder message for you. Uploaded files will get deleted when this runtime is recycled. Okay. So the corresponding status is provided here. Whether my file is uploaded or not. The corresponding status is indicated here. It carries around 746 KB. Yeah, now it is uploaded. I'm going to run this file. Now it won't show any error for you. It will take some minimum amount of time to compile it. So next piece of code, okay. From that you are going to identify the class for you. I think the same error will come. File not found. Okay, now it is connected. I wish to start from the scratch. Okay, I will just give the overview about this. Sample data, training set. Okay, it will take minimum amount of time to upload it. Once it uploaded means the corresponding uploaded file is indicated here in this model tree. So in the meantime, I will express the other kind of portion that is called as testing portion. In testing portion, similarly, you are having one more comma separated value file, that is Excel file, which is having some testing data, real-time testing data, and you are going to upload the file to. And from this case, you wish to see the corresponding output. After executing this, you wish to see the corresponding. Okay, now it is okay. So I wish to run it for the second time. Okay, so it is one of the outcome. It is one of the scenario behind under recurrent neural network RNN. Okay, yesterday you might have seen about convolutional neural network, which is exclusively used for image classification or object detection. This is for recurrent neural network is especially used to forecast weather condition, uh, speech recognition, text recognition. Okay, in the testing phase, I wish to upload the testing dataset to. Before uploading the testing dataset, I wish to that is column number two. Column number two having only the review, the corresponding the output, whether it is a positive statement or it is negative statement, which is going to be indicated on the next column. Okay, which is going to be indicated on the next column once testing dataset is happened. Okay, testing dataset is executed. Sorry. So in this, I am going to add one more thing. Avengers movie is good to watch for its visuals. Okay. Similarly, I wish to add Avengers is Avenger movie is Avenger movie is bad. Okay. So these two additional sentences or these two additional reviews could be done by me. Okay, I'm going to save this file. Okay, I'm going to save this file before it is getting uploaded. Now I'm going to use upload option. I'm going to click test underscore data set. Again, it will take some amount of time. It will take some amount of time to upload it. Yes, test underscore set underscore test underscore set that CSV is uploaded. Now the corresponding cell is running here. Okay. Now I'm going to run this process. Okay. After running this particular cell, what is happening means one extra output file is produced. This output file is called as prediction underscore CSV. Okay. Prediction underscore CSV, where it contains the data of test underscore set dot CSV file along with some sentiment classes. Okay, whether it is belongs to positive or negative. I wish to download it by clicking the grid, and correspondingly download option is enabled. Okay, the corresponding file is downloaded now. Now I'm going to open the corresponding file where I can able to see now the extra column is added. 0 indicates negative sentiment and 1 indicates positive sentiment. Okay, and the last piece of code or last piece of this file, I add certain reviews Avenger movie regarding Avenger movie. You can able to see whether it falls under positive and negative or not. I think it was somewhat it is misread out. Okay, I think it is here. We can able to see. We can't able to see that. Okay, so this is the way we have able to work in this. Okay, and finally test underscore close and output underscore close. Okay, the result of the predictions may be observed in prediction underscore file.csv. I will give this piece of code along with the corresponding supporting file like test underscore set and training underscore set. If possible, you may exhibit this code parallel. You may exhibit this code in your laptop or desktop after this session concludes. Okay, so that's it from my session.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Devanayam sir. Now time is almost
Sorry, sir.
7:30,
I'm
sir.
very, very deeply sorry, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, have you completed the previous part, sir?
Yes, sir. I completed your session
Okay.
2, sir.
Okay,
It's
sir.
not an
Okay,
issue.
sir.
May happen.
Okay, sir. Yes, I think. Okay,
No,
sir. Shall we
no.
proceed, sir? Shall we close, sir? Session.
I think time is 7:30 right now, so we
Okay,
may
sir. No problem,
formally
sir.
close this session, sir.
Okay,
We may
okay.
hand over.
So no
We may
problem.
hand over.
Yes.
We may hand over your files to our participants. If they have any doubt,
Sure.
means they will ask in the WhatsApp group as well as to our email ID, Automation and Robotics Club email ID.
Okay. So, dear participants, I will share the GitHub datasets and the corresponding codings I will share to you through RIT ARC Club. Okay, so if you're having any doubts, please contact me or Valai Ganesh sir. Okay, so thank you. If possible, we'll meet again. Thank you all. I'm sorry for happening the technical issue for me. Thank you, Valai Ganesh sir. Thank you, ARC
Okay.
Club, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Now it's time for me to formally conclude the session by delivering vote of thanks. Okay. So first of all, I wish to thank Ramco Institute of Technology Management Principal Sir Dr. L. Ganesan sir and Vice Principal Sir Dr. S. Rajakarnagaran for providing opportunity for Automation and Robotics Club to carry out this 2-day training program on case studies in deep learning hands-on session using Google Collaboratory for 2 days. That is October 16 yesterday and today October 17 during the time period 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Our associate members are RIT IST Student Chapter, Institution of Engineers India, Institutions Innovation Council, and RIT Mechanical Student Department Association, Mechanical Engineering Association. We would like to sincerely thank for our associate members also for involving in this activity. And I wish to thank the faculty coordinators, that is my colleagues, Mr. Amudan, Mr. Selvasundar sir, Mr. Meenakshi Sundravel sir, for coordinating this activity. And I wish to thank our student coordinator, yes, Ganesh Kumar from final year mechanical engineering, who is also actively involved in all those activities, starting from email posting and periodically updated the posting in WhatsApp group, as well as corresponding responses immediately to the chat box, which is the questions are raised by the participants. Finally, I wish to thank participants from various locations. In spite of their busy schedule and time, they allocate 1.5 hours, 1.5 hours of time from yesterday and today also. Okay, I wish to. I am extremely thankful to participants who are joined in this session. Okay, so the feedback link, which is going to be posted in the chat box, it will be active only for 20 minutes. You are requested to fill the feedback. Of course, attendants are also available with us, so feedback is also you need to fill. That is a essential thing to avail the certificate. Okay, participants who are all eligible to avail the certificate, the certificate link will be shortly sent to your email ID. Okay, certificate link is not provided in the chat box. Certificate link will be sent to your email ID after proper validation by our backend team. Okay, so it probably the certificate link will be reached within 2 hours or tomorrow early morning. Okay, so fill that link and you may get the certificate too. Okay, so if you have any other questions, please ask. I think feedback link is posted in the chat box by Selva Sundar sir. You are requested to fill the feedback. And this link will be active only for 20 minutes.
Valaganesh sir,
Yes, sir.
if it's possible, means kindly ask to participants to give their feedback regarding our session.
Yes.
Feedback.
Participants, if you are having any feedback, means you may unmute yourself and try to express it. It could be positive or negative. It is also kind of sentiment analysis for us. If you have any feedback, please unmute yourself and give it to us.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, this session was very useful, and the hands-on session was very helpful for us. Even we'll be able to practice using the code later. And please come up with more such sessions, sir. It was easy to understand also.
Thank you, Preeti, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, sir.